Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Life's a Mom. I'm Nicole, and today's episode is one I've been really looking forward to, partly because of the time of year we're in, and partly because of something I want to share with you that touched me deeply. Before we dive into today's Thanksgiving conversation, I want to start with the letter that came in for our Dear Nicole segment. It's from a mom in our Mom Dates and Playdates community, and it stopped me in my tracks in the best way. She wrote, Dear Nicole, I just want to say thank you. I'm in your mom group, and it has changed my life more than you know. Before this, I felt stuck and alone. I didn't realize how much I needed connection until I started coming to your events. Your group helped me get out, make amazing friends, and feel like I finally have people who understand what I'm going through. I've met moms I now talk to every single day, moms that I laugh with and lean on. You are so sweet, welcoming, and genuine. You make everyone feel seen, and you create moments that feel special, even when you're juggling so much behind the scenes. And I see how much you do for us, and I appreciate you so much. Your group is such a positive, safe space for me, and I'm so grateful to be part of it. With love, a thankful mama. Guys, when I say this letter hit me, I mean like really hit me. Like I got emotional. And this is what makes the community so special. Moms like this that enjoy it and make lifelong friends. I love seeing moms that meet in the group and then go hang out on their own and go out for coffee and go do their own play dates as well. It just fills my cup. It's so nice. And of course, my events are always there to bring moms together and make things fun. So thank you for whoever wrote this. You didn't write your name, but thank you so much. But it definitely hit me because, listen, I know exactly what it feels like to crave connection and to crave support and the feeling of belonging, especially as a mom. And to read that someone found that inside something that I built, it's emotional, it's grounding. And honestly, it's a reminder of why I show up, even on the hard days. So, to the mama who wrote this, and to every mom who has ever said something like this to me at an event or in a DM, thank you. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for this community, and I'm grateful we get to build this village together. And with that, I want to move into today's episode because it ties in perfectly. So, Thanksgiving is supposed to be this warm, cozy, friendly filled moment of gratitude. And sometimes it is, but let's be real. Sometimes it's loud, overwhelming, overstimulating, emotionally triggering, or just plain exhausting. So, today I want to have an honest conversation about what I'm grateful for, how motherhood changed my meaning of gratitude, why it's hard to feel thankful when you are overwhelmed, how community, especially our community, has become a lifeline, and a message for any mom listening who feels lonely or overstimulated this week. Because gratitude is beautiful, but motherhood is heavy. And the truth is, you can feel both at the same time. Motherhood shifts your entire lens. It's just the reality. Before kids, gratitude was big moments, vacation, accomplishments, things that checked off a list. Now, my gratitude lives in small things. So, that first sip of coffee before the chaos hits, or tiny arms around my neck, a nap that actually happens when you need it, a night where you get real sleep, a meal you didn't have to cook, right? A moment where one child is laughing and the other isn't crying. A quiet car ride, which my kids are very good in the car. Sometimes when I'm having a rough day, I'm like, okay, let's get in the car. And we all get in the car and it's our peaceful moment. So I'm very thankful for that. Um, a timer going off in the oven and nobody screaming at the same time, right? Because we all know that it can be hectic during the holidays. Not that I'm cooking, but even so, it's very hectic. Um, so this year we're doing it at my mom's house. And we invited, my nanny and her husband, and it's just like a big, beautiful feast. We have like a bunch of people coming. So, it does, even though I'm going to my mom's, which I have a lot of hands on help, it just feels to me like I'm a perfectionist, and maybe it's the Virgo in me, but I always worry like what will go wrong. And, you know, throughout the years, especially since becoming a mom and having this group, I've learned to go with the flow. Like, it's okay if things are perfectly imperfect, and it took time to get there. So if any mom is like myself, I want you to know it's okay if things are not perfect. Things are going to happen in life that you might not even remember. So take things with a grain of salt. I know it's easier said than done, but that's the beauty of life. Even yesterday when we had our branding shoot, um, some of the kids, like, grabbed cupcakes, rolled in sand. My son was, like, throwing sand everywhere, and while my nanny was holding my little one, he, like, threw it at her, and I was, like, with my baby in her arms, and, I was just like, I could have been upset with him, or I could have said, "You know what? This is the reality of motherhood. Let's capture these moments. Let's show what real motherhood is all about." So, again, and I always say this, it's all about mindset. Change the mindset because whether you get upset, I could have gotten upset with him about throwing sand. That wouldn't have changed the fact that he already had thrown the sand and that he's loving the sand. He was enjoying himself. So, why would I stop him in his tracks just because I want things to be perfect? So, I just changed my mentality. I told him, honey, I know you love the sand and it's so much fun, but sand gets really dirty. And if it goes in your eyes, it's going to really hurt your eyes, and like when I explain things to my son, he understands. I mean, my son, not to brag, I'm not one to brag, but everybody's different, but his vocabulary is very high. So it's very normal at this age. He's 2.5, and he doesn't pronounce R's. And so we took him, we have speech therapy for him. And she's like, no, this is completely normal. He's actually advanced. Like, he speaks full sentences. He understands past tense, present tense. Like, he'll be like, Mom, you bought this for me? Thank you, Mom. Like, he speaks it to me. And that's because we speak to him like an adult. And I think that's something that I've learned through my mom group and meeting speech therapists and just picking up on that. So, he's very good at communicating. So, what we've learned is that when we explain something to him, when he can't do something and he understands why, it really helps him kind of listen and understand. So, I don't know, just something I wanted to share. If you are having problems with, sometimes if your toddler isn't listening, try explaining it to them because I find that that really, really helps. But, you know, I think the things that I used to ignore, those become the things that I cling to now. And it's something very interesting how things change. So here's the part that nobody warns you about. Motherhood makes gratitude deeper, but it also makes it harder. So when you're touched out, when you haven't slept, when you're overstimulated, right? When you're drowning in the invisible load, or, when everyone needs something from you, when your brain is running a marathon before 9 a.m., gratitude doesn't really feel natural, right? I mean, it feels far away. But that doesn't mean you're ungrateful. And I say this all the time, but it means that you're human, mama. And this week, especially around Thanksgiving, there is this pressure to be endlessly thankful and to soak up every moment and to be positive and grateful and smiling. But being grateful doesn't erase the hard, right? You can be thankful and tired. You can be blessed and overwhelmed. You can love your children and still need a break from them. You can appreciate your life and crave help. So those feelings don't cancel each other out. They coexist, and that's something we need to really learn from. I think one of the biggest things that I'm grateful for this year, genuinely, is my family and my community. Not the pretend kind, not the like and comment kind, not the we should hang out kind, like the real kind. The kind where moms show up for each other, the kind where you don't feel judged, the kind where someone says, "You want to go for a walk?" and it fixes your whole entire day. The kind where you can show up messy, tired, late, or even in pajamas and nobody blinks. The kind where kids fight and no one judges you. The kind where you can sit next to one another, and just instantly feel safe. And listen, this is what I'm building, and that's what I'm grateful for. My family and this community all coming together. That's what makes it all worth it. Having my husband and his support and our talks, and, even on days when I'm very down, and, he just knows the right things to say to me. And again, nothing is ever perfect, but it's perfectly imperfect. And I just think we need to take a moment sometimes and remind ourselves of these moments. And it's okay to still feel messy. We are raising babies, but in a way, we're also raising each other, right? So if you're listening right now and you've been feeling like disconnected, overstimulated, unappreciated, touched out, like maybe you're the one doing everything, or like maybe you're failing, or you're not grateful enough, I want you to know you are doing enough and you are enough. And the heaviness that you're carrying, it doesn't mean that you're ungrateful. It means that you're carrying a lot. And give yourself some grace, mama, because it's not the easiest thing in the world. You're allowed to be tired. You're allowed to want help or need a minute and step outside and just breathe the air. You're allowed to not enjoy every moment, and you're allowed to feel like everything you're feeling, whatever that is. Gratitude is not about pretending everything is easy. Gratitude is noticing the small things, even when life feels big. And if this week is hard for you, I hope you feel less alone right now, because I've spoken to many mamas and they're feeling it. It's exciting. Yes, we love Thanksgiving and the holidays and being with families and friends and just dressing up and having a good time or dressing down, whatever it is. But it doesn't take away from the hard stuff, right? So, no matter where you fall, you have a village behind you, whether you're in New York, whether you're here in Florida, Palm Beach County, in Texas, in California, in Europe, in wherever you are, it doesn't matter. This podcast is part of your community. And if you live in Palm Beach County, we have our mom dates and play dates community. And maybe if you don't live in this area where in, I'm sure there are amazing mom communities that you can reach out to or be a part of. And maybe make one of your own. And it might not be something that you host every single day, but it can start small. It's the little things. So I am grateful for all of you guys listening as well. It really means a lot to me and it fills my cup. And I get the messages from you all. And every time I open them, it just makes my heart so full. So thank you so much for all the beautiful messages. It does not go unnoticed. I want to thank you guys for spending this Thanksgiving episode with me. I hope that whatever your week looks like, loud, quiet, chaotic, peaceful, you find moments that remind you of how strong you are and how loved you are. And like I always say, thank you for being here. Take care of you, and I'll meet you back here next week on Life's a Mom. Bye-bye, Mama.